I'm Chris Holland, and today I wanted to talk about becoming successful in the financial markets. I do the stock market. That's what I trade stocks. I'm learning Forex and learning real estate, but right now it's just stocks. And from what I've learned so far and how to be successful in the financial markets is a lot of people who get into finance and trading, whether it's intraday trading or long-term investing, want to make money. And some of those people want to make money, but they don't want to really put much effort into it. And they don't want to research things. They kind of just want a quick get rich quick thing. And I'm sorry if that's who you are, but that is not going to work, and you are likely to lose all of your money. And now, there's obviously a lot of people who want to get rich quick, lots of people who don't really want to learn anything about the markets and still make money in them. And people have noticed this, and you'll see all these things. Go to my website, sign up for my program, sign up for our trading alerts, trade signals. And so there are lots of things. There are like programs you can sign up for. They're legitimate, and then scam programs. And first of all, a key to success in the stock market is researching things. And even if you're going into that, you should obviously research something so you can weed out what programs are false and will just take your money, what programs are actually legitimate. But I'm not going to talk about programs, because if you sign up for trade signals, and let's say you're making money, everything's going good, you're making money off of trade signals, you're literally just putting your money on the line for something someone else is making the calls on. That's because you don't want to research things and you don't want to make the calls yourself. You want to rely on someone else. You might not have even seen their track record, but you're going to rely on them to make your trades. You see, when you get a brokerage account and you're trading with a broker, you'll see there's so much fine print. But one thing that's very common is basically things like always make sure to research a security before investing in it. All investment involves risk. It's ultimately your decision. Even though you may be getting trade signals from someone, it's your decision to go into your brokerage account, hit buy or hit sell, and hit the amount you want to buy or sell. Your decision. And you must own up to it. That's one thing. You must be able to own up and make your own decisions. Decisiveness is key to becoming a successful trader. And so decisiveness and owning up to things, very important, but also research. Now, we've already concluded that in order to become successful, you need to know what you're doing. And so a good way to get started is just kind of how I got started. Just go to Yahoo Finance, pick a stock, open its stock chart, and you're going to see this chart. But also, if you look up indicators, add indicator. What's an indicator? And then you'll click on it, it'll be a whole list of indicators. Things like RSI, MACD, stochastics, Bollinger Bands. So many things, so many indicators. And you're like, what the hell does this mean? And if you consider yourself a trader and you didn't understand anything I just said, you probably have gotten a severe ass kicking by the market or are due for one soon. You must research things, and you don't need to be in a program of any kind to research. Just find a term and Google it. A good thing, look at market news, watch videos, and just look at things, research things, and you'll see all sorts of terms. Like, say, I remember a long time ago, saw the term markets are volatile and volatility, and I'm like, I don't know what volatility is. And so I Googled volatility, and it's a measurement of risk with an investment, And so you gotta find stuff, terms mainly, or things you want to learn about, and just Google them. There's so much information out there. You do not need to sign up for anything to learn. There's so much stuff on Google, YouTube. Brokers even have their own learning programs. And there's free stuff out there. For instance, if you're involved in Forex, babypips.com is a great beginning research for Forex. And I use, and a good research for stocks, beginning of the stock market, Investopedia. I'm going to throw those two names out there, websites. And you don't have to sign up for anything. No, don't even have to put in an email. Investopedia and Baby Pips. Two very good, free, don't have to sign up for websites with good information, and you will learn. Just go to these, put in terms, and study the markets. So in order to become successful, you must make your own decisions, do your own research. It's basically all to you. And as you're doing research, you'll hear all sorts of trading and investing theories. Like there's compounding. Lots of people do compounding. Lots of brokers recommend compounding. Very interesting, because when you do compounding, you're constantly putting more into a thing. You're constantly buying more shares and constantly paying more broker fees. Funny, brokers want you to do that. The compounding, hedging, dollar cost averaging. You'll come into so many trading strategies. And you'll need to research. It's good to know about everything in the market. And you'll need to research all sorts of trading strategies and even develop your own trading strategies. And just, if I would say, get it. Demo accounts are good. Yeah, you kind of learn how things work. Then once you know how things work, I'd get a real account, because there's so much of a difference coming from someone who's had a demo account and a real account between having your actual money on the line and having fictitious money on the line. And what I can tell you is, if you lose big time in a demo account, you're like, oh well, I didn't lose anything at all. If you lose big time on your own money and you just lost a shit ton of money, you're gonna care. That's the difference. And speaking of decisiveness, let's say you've been holding a position and that position's down. It's down quite a bit. And you're thinking to yourself, do I want to sell this now and cut my losses, or do I want to hold on to the fact that it might go up and just hold on to it? Some people use a gut feeling to decide this. You do not want to use a gut feeling to decide this. So what do you do when your stock is down and you need to make the decision? Do you cut the losses or do you hold? Research. Analyze the stock. Analyze the markets. And I'm going to go into talking about types of analysis. There's technical analysis, which is charts, money flow. There's fundamental analysis, which is the fundamentals of a company, things like its balance sheet, cash flow, price to earnings ratio. And it's something I do, I call media analysis, where I just look at the news. Everyone does it, but just analyze the news, what's going on, and how people are reacting to current news. And then analyze this. First, learn how to do those types of analysis, part of research. You must always be willing to learn. You must always be learning to research and analyze things. Analyzation is key when buying or selling, or just making decisions in general about a market. And also, decisiveness, you must be decisive. You must be willing to research. You must analyze investments thoroughly before making them. And reading. For instance, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Warren Buffett talks about it being like one of the best investment books of all time. And Warren Buffett's hailed as the greatest investor of all time because he's a great long-term investor with billions of dollars to flow in the market and can make so much money off of dividends. That's why when other successful people say, oh, the Warren Buffett strategy works for Warren Buffett, well, it does work for Warren Buffett. He makes bank off of dividends and has in general solid investments. Uses fundamental analysis, as talked about in The Intelligent Investor. But The Intelligent Investor is like over, at least the current version, the one I'm reading right now, it's over 500 pages long, I believe. And to be a good stock, all the professionals I've talked to have read The Intelligent Investor, all of it. And so there's commitment involved. You got to be committed to get up before the market opens and look at what happened in the after hours, read news. Always be reading news. I'm always reading news. First thing I do in the morning, I get up, I take a shower, I get out of the shower, and I read news. And I'm reading news till 9:30 where I see what happens in the markets. And I read news throughout the day. Reading news, major key, researching, Very important to the stock market, very important to investment success. And so it requires a daily commitment, because a lot of people say buy low, sell high. If you're not always watching the charts, you might not notice when something is low and it's undervalued and it's priced up here, oh, it's down here. If you're not watching and not researching as to why it did that, you might not buy when it's at a low point, and then it'll go up to here and you'll be like, oh man, that just gained a ton. Well, it was just down. I would have totally seen that. Really now. Really now. You must always be watching. It requires a commitment all day, every day. Reading, except the weekend, but I read news on the weekend. And when there's no new news, I research, go to Investopedia, Baby Pips, whatever. Other things, YouTube tutorials, strategies. I'm always researching. Researching is key to investment success. And so research, decisiveness, analyzation, and dedication, major things. And as I mentioned in the beginning, you should not rely on anyone else, really. You can seek advice. It's always good to seek advice. But you should not be dependent on something or think something will make you achieve success in finance, because that's not how it works. So basically, you must be decisive. You must own up to your own decisions. You must research investments thoroughly, research markets, research news. You must analyze, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and you must also have a commitment to what you are doing. And that's just a basic outline of how to kind of achieve success. You've got to develop your own ways. You've got to develop your own routine. What time are you going to read news in the morning? What times do you like to trade best? There are all sorts of other things that factor into this, and I think I'll make several more videos on here, getting more in depth about more specific things, but this is a general overview. You must own up to what you do. You must be decisive. You must research, and not just research markets. Like, if you don't know something, learn. Every day, learn something new. Learn more terms. Learn all sorts of things. Learn new markets. And you must have a commitment to keep up with this, because it may take 10 years to grow your portfolio substantially. It may take several thorough ass beatings by Wall Street until you know what you're doing. And so it's this mentality that you must have. Not that I'm just going to sign up for something, or I just want to get rich quick, or I really don't want to do anything mentality. No. It must be you must research. You must have a commitment. You must analyze things. That is the mentality you must have, and that is what you must do. Develop your own ways to achieve investment and trading success.